welcome to Studio1X2, football's home away from home. This is where we draw the game's beautiful picture for you. I'm your host, Tom Bwana, and we have our special guest back in studio. Special, but quite unlucky, because his team went home without a win. But you know what? They won all our hearts. Welcome back to the studio, Eric Njiru.
Thank you.
This is a man who supported North Macedonia.
Well, they were my side chick, so the main chick is in now.
And who's the main chick?
Spain.
Brilliant. And you know the show can't be complete without our resident football analyst, former Kenya international, Boniface Ambani. Boni, karibu sana.
Asante sana, bro.
You know there's a place for side chicks and all that kind of thing.
I just heard from him today.
He's my assistant coach on interim basis.
Brilliant. Let's get now straight into the action. Group stage is done and dusted. The participants have been sent home. And you know what? Competitors have now moved to the round of 16. Here's how the groups finished. In Group A, Italy and Wales sailed through directly, with Switzerland going through in third place. In Group B, tournament favorites Belgium did what was expected, and Denmark pulled a last-minute surprise. In Group C, the Orange showed the world how to play total football and were joined by Austria, with Ukraine lucky to sneak through after just one win. In Group D, England topped the group without setting Pulse Racing and were joined by Croatia and Czech Republic. Group E went down to the wire, where Spain finally kicked into gear in the last game to come in second place behind the defensively solid Sweden. The three big teams in the group of death qualified, but were given quite a scare by a plucky, hungry Hungary. With the group stage over and after having a chance to see all the teams, what teams have really surprised you? And who do you think will go all the way? Who are your surprises? Let's get straight, Bonnie.
Austria.
Austria.
Yeah,
why
Austria? Because I think, to me, I think they're participating for the first time and coming out from the group stage and qualifying for the next round.
You know, it's really
interesting.
It's really right for someone to think Austria participating for the first time, because they've been perennial participants, but now they're qualifying into the knockout round for the first time.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, we do expect a lot from them. They've got key leaders like David Alaba. But for me, I do think nations like Czech Republic, I do think Sweden winning the group that had Spain, that was a big thing. And as far as people obviously were talking about Germany, concentration on the future, that is the World Cup and the next Euros, I do think they turned up on the biggest game against Portugal. And obviously a team like England, who they have the best players on the bench, but they still can't play them. I do think they surprised me.
Wales qualifying for the round of 16 didn't surprise anyone here?
Well, the quality they have in their team, I expecting them to do much better, which they have done, going to the round of 16. Gareth Bale, Aaron Ramsey, Nico Williams.
So it's not a surprise then.
Exactly, and they were there, I do think, last time out in 2016.
Yeah. If you look at Portugal qualifying, is that a surprise?
Well, it's not a surprise because obviously they won the Euros last time and they have key players. And their group, I do think, the fact that up to 3 teams could qualify, we're expecting them to be at least one of them.
The best are showing their mettle, and now we get into Bonnie's best bet to see what you think about the last 16. The best 16 teams are left in the tournament, down from 24. The knockout round kicks off today with Wales versus Denmark and Italy playing Austria. Let's look at the chances these teams have and how my guests feel this is gonna pan out. Let's look at today's games. Wales versus Denmark. Eric, I'll start with you. How do you analyze this game?
Well, I do think obviously it's about quality and finishing. If you look at Denmark, though they played the group, obviously they had to wait until the last day of the qualifiers, and I do think Wales have the quality going forward. Drums are stand up. I do think the Welsh pillow, that is Joe Allen, and obviously Gareth Bale. I do think they have the better quality than Denmark, and I do think Wales will go through.
Bonnie, Denmark are a surprise qualification to the knockout range. Well, we really didn't see much of them, but now here they are playing Wales. How do you see this?
You know, I like how Denmark qualified, Remember Eriksen?
Yeah.
Those guys, the last match, they played for Eriksen, and they really came out well in that match, and they won. So going forward, I'm sure they're still playing for their player, and hopefully they'll make it.
Let's look at your predictions. Bonnie, for this game, Wales versus Denmark, you predicted a 1-0 win for Denmark, while Eric, you predicted a 1-0 win for Wales. You think Wales has what it takes to beat a highly motivated Danish team?
Yeah, these are two teams that are almost at the same level. What you need now is the key players, the big-time players who can come up with like a moment to win the game.
Bonnie, what's the motivation for Denmark?
Yeah, the motivation to me, I think, is the last match they played. Everybody knew that they're going out, but to them, they believed in themselves, and they are where they are at the moment.
Another game being played today is Italy versus Austria.
Italy is a very tactical side.
Yeah.
Very technical side. Look at the way they approach the game.
Yeah.
Me, in most cases, I usually look at the defensive side first before even I look at the attacking options they have.
Yeah, of course, Italy have been good. As far as they've not played like the big games, like the big teams, France, Portugal, and the likes, I do think they've been fantastic when they're playing their matches. The group matches, the 3 matches they played, and obviously the 10 matches before the Euros.
Let's look at your predictions. For Italy versus Austria, Bonnie, you went for a 3-0 win for the Italians. Eric, you're thinking it's a 2-0 win for the Austrians. None of you gives Austria a chance. Bonnie, Austria has made it this far. Don't you think going into this game, they're just going to have fun?
Okay, fine, they're coming to have fun. With which team?
With Italy.
You
Can't come to have fun with Italy.
Yeah.
I get you. Tomorrow, we have Netherlands playing Czech Republic and Belgium versus Portugal. Let me look at your predictions. For Netherlands versus Czech Republic, Bonnie, you went for a 1-0 win for Netherlands, while Eric, you went for a 2-1 win for Czech Republic. But most importantly, let's dive into the next game, Belgium versus Portugal. Bonnie, you went for a 2-1 win for Belgium. Rico, you went for a 3-1 win for Portugal. Bonnie, you still feel Belgium can beat Portugal?
Yeah.
Is it because how Portugal qualified into the round?
They are run from the group stages up to where they are.
They were not convincing to you?
Yeah.
He thinks they're not convincing. They've already qualified to the knockout stage. Is that not convincing enough?
Portugal are mentally tested in that group. They played the big boys. What else can you ask for? You played Mbappe, you've played Serge Gnabry and everyone from Germany.
Let's look at Monday's game, Croatia playing Spain. Bonnie, you're predicting a 2-0 win for Spain to beat Croatia. Eric, you're predicting a 1-0 win.
A lucky 1-0.
A lucky 1-0.
Yeah.
So there's a part of you that feels Spain should win this,
Yeah, exactly.
but you're not just certain now.
Yeah.
We know your outright prediction. You said Spain going all the way to win the tournament.
From where they picked the last match, definitely, I'm sure they're going.
France versus Switzerland. Bonnie, you predicted a 2-1 win for France. Eric, you predicted a 3-1 win for Switzerland. So it's a goal for both of you.
Yeah,
Bonnie,
of course.
Bonnie,
The
what do you
fact
think?
that you said Karim
definitely.
Benzema scored 2 goals in the last game, that brought back his confidence.
Yeah.
And now going forward, he's going to get more goals.
More goals are going to be pumped in.
Yes.
But you still feel Switzerland will somehow sneak in 1 goal?
Yeah, somehow it is.
Because of the poor
definitely.
French defense?
Yeah, if you see, the French national team has been conceding goals, so definitely I'm 100% sure at least they'll be able to sneak in a goal, but not win.
The game that everyone is talking about and waiting for is England versus Germany. Bonnie, you predicted a 1-0 for England. Eric, you predicted a 2-0 win for Germany.
Yeah, I'm going for them to win and keep a clean sheet.
Yeah.
England cannot score goals. And on the other side, obviously, it's so hard for them to keep out some goals coming in. So I do think Germans, they have quality, man to man.
Yeah.
I do think only one position that England can have a better player than Germany, and that is, I do think, Arcane. The other positions, from goalkeeper to number 11, Kilam, I do think Germany have the best quality. And remember, when we were going to the tournament, people were like, even myself, Germany could be a team of the future.
Yeah.
But they've turned up. In the last couple of matches, they've turned up. So I do think they have a better quality than England.
Bonnie, please defend for us your 1-0 prediction for England.
Yeah, I'm looking at from the group stages how England have come all the way to where they are. Yes, they've scrapped their way to where they are. But I'm looking at the defense line, how they have organized their defense from the first match up to this moment. To me, it gives an edge to Germany.
England versus Germany is not the only match on Tuesday, but then we have Sweden versus Ukraine. Bonnie, you remember one of our guests here, James Situma, said in his outright prediction, he said a team that is not the traditional powerhouse is probably going to win the tournament. And Situma said Ukraine are going to win the tournament. Somehow, we have Ukraine in the knockout round, and they're playing Sweden. Do you think Situma is going to be vindicated here?
No, it's not going to be vindicated. Ukraine are going home.
Ukraine are going home.
My friend, they're going home. They're going home. I look at the match, Ukraine versus Swiss. It's going to be a very
versus Sweden.
Match. Yeah. It's going to be a very, very interesting match because there are two teams who are there. To them, it's the trophy actually doesn't matter to them.
They're here to enjoy the game.
Yeah, they're just here to enjoy themselves. So it's going to be a very exciting match.
Let's look at your predictions for this game. Bonnie, you predicted a 1-1 draw for Sweden versus Ukraine, but remember we must have a winner because the knockout stage. Eric, you went for outright Ukraine to beat Sweden 1-0.
Yeah, of course, you know, it's a big game for me. Obviously, there are two teams that are on the same level.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to go like Bonnie's way, go for penalties, but I do think, like we've seen, teams are taking their chances towards the last end of the games. And I do think, obviously, they can take that chance and win.
Given that we're going to expect a lot of fireworks from the other games in this round, I think for a game that has many neutrals like Sweden versus Ukraine, we better have penalties for it. Let's decide it by penalties. At least we can be cheering out the penalty shootouts.
There's no pressure at all, and they're playing a team that is on their level. So I do think they'll be able there to enjoy themselves, defend well, attack well, and obviously not caring about others. Whatever happens, the quarters happens.
Bonnie, you think we're going to have the first penalty shootouts in this fixture?
That's the match that's going to give us the first penalty shootout.
Let's go. From the last time we had both of you in studio, Eric, your dearest were eliminated.
That was my side chick, you know. Now the main chick is in.
And Bonnie, it's safe to say your favorites are yet to leave a mark. Let's see who will have the most accurate predictions when the round of 16 concludes. As always, we joined Balo on the streets of Nairobi to find out what you thought about the group stages, your best goals, and who you think are the favorites to win it now. Let's get Maoni Mtaani.
Thank you, Tom. So the Euro2020 group stages are over, and we want to find out if your favorites sailed through and what your best moments in the tournament so far have been. Let's go. Kwa majina?
Naitwa Samuel Morege Jogo.
Na support team gani Euro 2020?
Portugal. France.
Belgium.
France.
Portugal. Best goal kwa tournament kwako imekuwa ni nani?
Ni ya Patrick Schick akichezea Czech Republic against Scotland.
Kai Havertz wakicheza na Portugal.
Morata wakicheza na Poland.
Naweza sema ya Shakiri.
Ni player mgani amekuwa akishine kabisa? Mwenye kwako unajua ni the best player?
Mimi nimeona wa Netherlands.
Wajida. Mimi napenda Cristiano Ronaldo sana.
Griezmann. Kante.
Ni timu gani unajua imekuwa ulikuwa na expect ikuwe kali lakini hajakuwa kali?
Germany.
Spain imeniangusha kidogo juu hawana maplayer wako na experience hivyo sana, but wanacheza game poa.
Nilikuwa na expect Hungary yenyewe itatuchezea game ngumu, lakini so far wamekaliwa.
Spain imetudisappoint. Wanavuta madraw mingi sana.
Timu yenyewe naona ikienda kushinda hii 2020 Euro ni France.
Naona Portugal lazima iende na hiyo kikombe.
And France.
Kenda konsome hapa, alafu waambie wale wase.
Julian Baumgartlinger.
Julian Baumgartlinger.
Julian Baugalinga.
Julian Olatilinga.
You've heard from the fans. That's all we had for you today from the streets. Back to you in studio, Tom.
Thank you, Balo. The way people are feeling out there about the tournament so far, we might just ask for it to be played longer. You already know Betsafe is where you will find the easiest jackpot coupon in Kenya. Play the daily special jackpot for a chance to win 500,000 shillings for 15 bob only. 9 games with crazily low odds and an opportunity for you to be a winner. We're all about the game here at Studio1X2. You've had it all from the biggest North Macedonian fan in Kenya, Eric Njiru. Sante sana for coming here.
Yeah, we're back in 4 years.
And of course, our resident football analyst, Boniface Ambani. Thank you so much, Bonnie.
Thank you too.
Who are your favorites in the round of 16? Until next time, Ekelea 1X2.